What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about my major announcement, and you can tell from the background here, it's a third YouTube channel. I'm making a third channel. Now, want to go over what it's going to be, how it affects Podcast Now and Podcast Now Plus, how I expect more people to watch an additional channel with additional videos. It's not even a selfish reason like, oh, how is Alex going to make all these videos? Honestly, I'm looking at it as, well, how does Alex expect you to watch all these videos every week? So I'm going to kind of explain all of that. So this is and I've talked about this before, Mr. Maddie Plays, and he has a channel called Retro Rebound where he kind of looks back. This is kind of my version of it, but I want to say that because I don't want to kind of like hide from the inspiration, but I want to make sure I'm very, very clear with this. It's not ripping it off. It's not going to be the exact same thing. So Podcast Now, Back to the Past, obviously the channel name, and what it's going to be is looking back at past games. Now, I wouldn't say, like, retro is a tough word. What's the formal definition for retro? There will be videos that will cover games that are 15, 20 years old, okay? I definitely, and as time goes on, as we continue to get ever so old, games that don't even seem all that old, they become 10, 15, 20 years old just magically, right? So, over time, that is going to happen. I do want to cover things like Kingdom Hearts or, things like that, and those are older games, some of the first ones of those franchises. However, the idea of Back to the Past is literally just past games. It's just not new games that came out like right now. And so technically that is new games that come out now, but in the future, like I'd be looking back at them. So games like, say, Cyberpunk, finally going back to Cyberpunk and playing it after so many years, not that many years, but I never went all the way through it. It's obviously been updated and patched. That would qualify for this channel, right? It's really just even like say a retrospective on Uncharted 4. I mean, the game's kind of getting old. It's going to be 7 years old this year, right? So I'm not going to restrict myself to just games that are, say, 10 years or older or anything like that. This is any game that's just not new. And what it's going to be is retrospective, so like essay-like videos where we'll break down the game, we'll break down when it came out, the developers, what it was like back then, what it's like now, if I have any personal stories to tell about myself playing it, all that stuff. That's going to be these essay retrospective like videos. Some of it may be scripted. I may write some of it. Some of it won't be that, and I'll try to make sure, the stuttering is at a minimum. I mean, that's a personal problem, but the stuttering's at a minimum and all that good stuff, right? So that's the plan for that. But I also want to do more. I feel like something like a tier list kind of thing, rankings, stuff like that, but using older games. So tier lists of characters from an old game, rankings of a franchise, but not a new franchise, not a franchise that just had a game, right? Those are the kind of videos that I'm planning on doing on this channel. And so, well, what else about more like behind the scenes stuff? Well, this channel is going to have 2 videos a week. So if you say, well, Alex, how in God's name am I supposed to watch all this stuff? 2 videos a week. I want to make it consistent. I want to try to pick, I haven't decided yet, like a Monday, Tuesday, and then like a Thursday, Friday. One of each. So it would be like Monday, Friday, Monday, Thursday, Tuesday, Friday. Any of those combinations would kind of be what I'm looking at. But 2 videos a week and just try to keep it consistent where that happens. In terms of like why I'm doing it, well, I do like talking about old games. I have loads of stories, and I do like to play games that aren't brand new, even though that's kind of where my general focus is. And I felt that a new channel, right? So I always talk about fighting the algorithm and, Podcast Now and Podcast Now Plus, really, but specifically Podcast Now was such a mess. Like 3-4 years ago, podcast, even if you go further back, it's even worse. It was a mess. I was trying to do pretty much everything I wanted. And I still do whatever I want, I would say generally, in terms of games. I think it works against me in terms of, growing subscribers, even views. The amount of videos I do think hurts as well. So this channel is more, it's a passion kind of thing. Podcast Now is more of a passion thing. It's more of I will do what I want to the, extent that YouTube lets me, and I'm just going to go. And it's going to be slower to grow. It's going to be slower to get my name out there, but I'm going to do it. This channel is a lot more focused. Now, it's also open because it's any game I want, but it's old. So you won't be expecting, oh, will Alex cover Suicide Squad? Will Alex cover Starfield? No, not on that channel, right? On this channel I will, but not on that channel. And I think that will niche me down, something that I never wanted and still don't, and I won't, on this channel or Podcast Now Plus. I will do it over there, and we'll see how it goes. I've seen a lot of success stories with those kind of channels or just any channel that is a niche, those channels tend to grow pretty quickly. And then depending on the niche, they max out, they cap out, and you're kind of done, or they kind of just keep going. So I'm really excited for it. And what it does for Podcast Now and even Podcast Now Plus, where I just talked about how big of a mess, this channel has been. And I think I've gotten a lot better. This channel now becomes kind of the present. Literally, actually, it's forming more into its own name, right? So Podcast Now, Back to the Past. Maybe Podcast Now with Back to the Past doesn't make too much sense, but it's what we're going with. But at the same time, it's in the past. Whereas Podcast Now is literally right now. It's games coming out. So this channel now really does become news, previews, reviews, theories, discussions, all that kind of stuff for gaming, for, current things that are happening in the gaming industry. And then also a couple, Scream, I'm never going to, let go, and Pirates of the Caribbean, if they ever bring back Johnny Depp, I would, that would be on this channel. Everything else, and I've already done this, everything else is already on the second channel, right? Podcast Now Plus. That's where I do the show. That's where I'm doing The Last of Us reviews. Normally, I would do that here. But again, I'm really trying to make it This Is Games. Yes, that's a game turned television, but that goes on the second channel. So this Back to the Past channel is really another way, I think, of not just streamline. That would be the most, this channel right here is the most niche and focused channel, I'd say, of the three. By a lot. This would be the most. However, it actually helps the other two as well to really make it. Podcast Now is the now. Podcast Now Plus is literally extra. It's plus content. It's stuff that you wouldn't see me do here because I'm literally eliminating it and moving it there. So I really think this will work. I want to feel confident. It's my channel. I'll be doing videos and all that stuff, but I want to feel confident in it. I want to feel like it's going to work, and I do. I've seen positivity in the people that I've told that they seem to really like it, and I'm happy. So I'm really excited to get going. As of the time I'm recording this, which is a lot earlier than when you're seeing the video, I have an idea. I have the first kind of episode in my head. I want to be able to do it, hopefully tomorrow or the next day. So, and by today, by the time you guys are watching this video on the day, the episode will either be done or it won't be done. So, a lot of behind the scenes stuff, but I'm really hoping to basically start it this upcoming week. So, and I guess one final thing, I was debating whether to keep it in the family or not, keep it in the Podcast Now network, let's say. I actually kind of like that it is. I think the idea of Podcast Now and then making Podcast Now Plus, it's me. There's nobody else. Some of the templates of thumbnails were made by my wife, Christy. I just use them, but it's a one-man show. So it is a different channel, but it kind of lies in the family of podcasts. It really is almost like a network at this point. So I felt like the name, I was debating whether just to drop the name altogether, but I'm really excited. I really, really am. I've wanted to do this for a long time. I've wanted to see if I could, I've seen so many success stories of people doing niche channels. I see it literally every day from channels. Also, I have no idea who they are. I'll see them on YouTube. I'll click, I'll look at their content. I'll say, oh, this is a niche channel. They only cover 2 horror games, right? And it works. And I'm like, well, I kind of want to do that. I want to be rewarded in that way, but I don't want to force it. I want to make it make sense with the channel. Well, on this channel, Podcast Now, I've already done stuff that you'll see on Podcast Now Back to the Past because I've done retrospectives on Black Flag, Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I've done it on Catherine. I've done it on What Remains of Edith Finch. I've done it for, I think, 11 or 12 games. I have a playlist, actually, on this channel of older games that I've done kind of retrospectives for, and I'm actually kind of debating whether I should just move those entirely to the, but the point is you won't see those anymore here. And I, again, have to fight that within myself because I don't like eliminating content, but at the same time, you're still going to get it. It's just a different place. And again, I have to get it through my thick skull. It makes every channel, I think, better. It makes them all streamlined. For the most part, what you're getting on this channel. The present, news, again, previews, all that stuff. Now you'll know what you're getting on this channel is just all retrospectives, tier lists. Let's talk about games that didn't just come out. And I think that could work quite well, actually. So let me know what you think. I'm definitely open to thoughts, suggestions, all that stuff. Make sure you subscribe to it. The link's going to be in the description. I'll put the pinned comment as well. So anywhere you look on this video, you'll see it. Go subscribe. Go subscribe if you're going to watch. Of course, I'd appreciate any support whatsoever, but I'd appreciate, going there, don't subscribe if you're not going to watch it. I think that actually hurts channels overall, but I'm pretty excited. And the first episode should go live in a few days, okay? So thank you all for watching. Let me know what you think. Make sure you're subscribed, all that stuff, to everywhere. Too many places, and I'm sorry about that. And I'll see you all on the next one.